Welcome back to part 4 of the More Slugcats Dating Simulator. So in the first part we found Spearmaster, in the second part we found Rivulet, and in the third part, the last episode, we found Artificer. So let's see who we find this time. You have been through hell and back, but now it's time to atone for your sins in your past cycles. You must find a mate or die. Which direction do you head? West. You travel to the west, towards a very overgrown section of the world. The world was once filled with many amazing things, and vegetation was one of them. By traveling to the west, you are searching towards a place that has grown wild with plants and flowers. As you make your way up a hill, you see a large, hefty slugcat, who seems to have no problem maintaining their diet in this challenging world. It's Gourmand. As you watch, you notice that they seem to have the ability to generate infinite objects by regurgitating them from their stomach. You approach carefully, unsure of whether to attack or to speak to them. Throw a rock at them! You pick up a small rock and throw it at the hefty slugcat, but it bounces off their fat exterior, completely unfazed. The hefty slugcat stares at you, narrowing their eyes. You widen your eyes and begin to sweat profusely, preparing for the hefty slugcat's retaliation. The hefty slugcat walks towards you, raises a tiny stubby arm, and pokes you in the forehead. I wasn't expecting to see someone else out here. You're not from my colony, right? They ask. No? I'm looking for another slugcat to be my mate. Oh, whoa, you say. Ah, so that's it. I can tell by the way you said it. It's not an easy thing for you to say. Things have been tough lately, haven't they? Tough? Nah, I'm a pro gamer. Not really. The hefty slugcat stares at you, chins wobbling. You're a pro gamer? You nod. The hefty slugcat stares at you, seemingly in thought. A pro gamer, huh? It's true. Words. Pro gamer. I've never heard that one before. I've heard plenty of others, but that's a new one. It's true, though. The hefty slugcat stares at you and puts a finger to their chin. I'm afraid a liar is all that I see before me. Liars have been known to make the most insane of claims. Your heart rate increases. You've never been great under pressure. LMAO, a liar? Nah, check this. They call this a pro gamer move. You throw your egg by your feet, prepare to use a gravity manipulation strat to fling yourself super far with a singularity. Perform your frame perfect input. Uh-oh. You pounce to the edge of the singularity's gravity field and slide cancel backwards into the outer 5% of the shockwave radius. You were 2 pixels off, however, and immediately get sucked into the core of the singularity. Every atom in your body is jostled as you become extremely dead. Alright then. Gonna keep going. This time I'm gonna throw a spear at him. The spear flies through the air and the spear flies through the air in an arc and lands in front of the hefty slugcat. They look at it and then they look at you. You back up slowly, unsure of what they will do. They pick up the spear, sniff it, and then throw it at you. You try to duck, but get hit in the leg. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you would catch it, the heavy slugcat says, running towards you. What? The spear. I threw it so you would catch it. I didn't mean to hit you. You stare at them in disbelief. Hold your leg in pain. As the slugcat runs towards you, they trip over their own They trip over their own feet and their entire body weight falls on top of you. You hear a loud crunch as your vision goes black. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that either. The hefty slugcat is cut off as the egg-like object in your hand explodes, killing you both instantly. No! Why does it have to kill both of them? Restart. West. This time I'm gonna greet them. Oh boy. You cautiously move forward, staying low on the ground. You approach the large slugcat slowly, unsure of how they will react. As you get close, you yell hello at them. The sudden sound of your voice startles them, and they instinctively roll up into a ball. Then they begin to tumble down toward... words are hard. Then they begin to tumble down the hill towards you. Unsure of what to do, you duck and cover. This is highly ineffective and they land directly on top of you. You feel the air in your lungs forced out by the sheer force of their weight. Your last thoughts are of how heavy they felt as you die from the collision. Well done. Man, you just had to add that last line. Restart. I guess the best way to talk to a fat gourmand is pick up a rock and throw it at them. It's been so tough. It has? Tell me, have you been hurt at all? The hefty Slugcat asks. I'm just always in danger? I can respect that. The world we live in is a harsh one, and it's rare to find someone who can put up with that kind of lifestyle. Suddenly, 3 red lizards and a giant centipede emerge over the hill. The hefty Slugcat looks at them, and rage fills their eyes. See, this is exactly what I'm saying. How can I put this? The hefty Slugcat says. I think you may be cursed. What? I'm not cursed, I'm just unlucky, you say. No, like if there's such a thing as destiny, whoever was responsible for designing your fate legitimately hates you. Stupid, you say. Is it? Tell me, have you had a happy moment in your life? The hefty Slugcat asks. No? Exactly. You're destined to suffer, and it's only natural you'd have difficulty finding love. This makes me think of that one meme. It's a person is holding a gun and they're saying, alright, if the conspiracy theories about life being a simulation is true, whoever is controlling my sim, we need to talk. Okay, that's cool and stuff, but we're kinda surrounded. Oh boy. The hefty Slugcat words. The hefty Slugcat looks behind you. You follow their gaze and see that the 3 red lizards and the giant red centipede have surrounded you. Go ahead and fight them. I'm a peace-loving Slugcat. Fighting isn't really my thing, the hefty Slugcat says. I have a hard time believing that, Gourmand. You sigh and turn to face the enemies behind you. The 3 lizards hiss and growl, flashing their teeth. Before you get a chance to do anything, you're covered by their spit while they quickly maul you to death. Yeah, I do not think Gourmand is a pacifist or a peace-loving Slugcat. I mean, I can understand if he just wants to chill, be with his group of Slugcats, the tribe or whatever, just vibe and all that. But he is literally the one who can crush people with his body weight and has 3 times the spear damage. So, like, dang. Restart, west, throw a rock. I'm lonely. I hear that. Things have been getting worse for us lately, haven't they? It's been tough for myself as well, the hefty Slugcat says. Really? You're huge and have like infinity supplies. How you lonely? You ask. I can procure many things from my stomach, but love is not one of them. The hefty Slugcat sighs and sits near you. You realize that the ground is wet, but you sit as well. Alright then. Let's start. I don't know which one to pick, so I'm going to start with pat them on the back. Oh. You pat the hefty Slugcat on the back, extending your arm out as far as it could go. You feel a slight pain in your arm, but you push through. Thanks, I really needed that, the hefty Slugcat says, extending their own arm out. They pat you on the head. You feel warm and fuzzy. Somehow, you don't feel alone anymore. What are you doing out here right now? Gathering food and supplies for my colony. You have a whole colony? Yeah, of course. We're not all loners like you. How big we talking? I'd say about 30 or 40, give or take a few. Whoa! And that is a lot. That is a lot of Slugcats. Also, I guess that's what it's called, a colony. Not really a tribe, or a clan, or anything like that. It's a colony. Yo, hook me up. Oh boy. You nervously ask if the hefty Slugcat could hook you up with a mate in their colony. The hefty Slugcat lets out a low, rumbling chuckle. I doubt any of the Slugcats I know would be interested in someone like you. You're small, scrawny, and have no combat abilities. Bruh. I don't like saying bruh. Literally, none of the Slugcats in your colony could survive the stuff I went through, you say. What do you mean, the stuff you went through? I don't know what that says. Oh wait, like, with you now. The pre-cycle rain, the Miros vultures and red creatures, the rot, the million food pips I needed to fill every cycle, the nacho cheese, the deadly snails, those train lizards, all that worm grass, whatever the hell that gimmick in the chimney was. Pebbles. Ebsy. Yeah. Why is the nacho cheese? You list the many dangerous things you encountered on your journey to find a mate. I don't know what any of that stuff means. The hefty slug cat seems even more confused. Never mind, you say. I'll just find the colony. Lol. You begin to walk away, but the hefty slug cat stops you. I can't let you do that. You're an intruder. I need to see it. What if my fated mate is there? I can't let this go. The hefty slug cat stares at you with apathy. Look, I get that you have needs and I sympathize, but if you go to our colony, we're gonna have issues. Maneuver your way past. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, the hefty slug cat says. The heavy slug cat suddenly slides towards you at an incredibly alarming speed. What? You don't get to finish your sentence before the hefty slug cat slams into your midsection. Excuse me, I think it's a little too early for that. I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke. The force of the heavy slug cat's weight smashes you to the ground, and you let out a pained yell. The hefty slug cat presses down on top of you, and you wince as the heavy slug cat's immense weight crushes your frail body. Restart. Alright, go back, keep throwing a rock, express sadness. This time I'm gonna try and give them a hug, because they might be a little too wide to have me hug. Dang, flustered. Ooh. You try to wrap your arms around the hefty slug cat's large exterior, but your arms cannot reach all the way around. The hefty slug cat laughs and says, "You're cute." You're not sure how to respond, so you laugh nervously. The hefty slug cat is just standing there laughing. You're really warm, you say, trying to think of something to say. Yeah, I suppose I am, the hefty slug cat says, and begins laughing again. Neither of you know what to say, so you sit in silence for a while. What are you doing out here right now? Gathering food and supplies for my colony. You have a whole colony? Yeah, of course, we're not all loners like you. How big we talking? I would say 40. Yeah, I already read that part. Out of all of them, I want to be with you. The hefty slug cat looks at you with the strangest look in their eye. Are you sure that's what you want? Yes. I've never been this sure of anything in my life. With that, the hefty slug cat smiles. Alright then, as long as you're sure about this, let's do it. You nod your head. This is the happiest moment of your life. Take their hand and go someplace private. You walk with the hefty slug cat, hand in hand. You're both nervous and excited. This is what you've been waiting for. Once you reach someplace private, they stop and start making a bonfire. You stare at them, confused. What you doing? Weren't you inviting me for a private dinner? Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course, haha, you say, laughing nervously. You start coughing excessively, and you stare at them, worried. What should I make for us to eat? Uh-oh. I wanted you. What is going on here? You take a deep breath and look into their eyes. I want you to be my mate. Ooh. Their eyes widen. The hefty slug cat goes through a list of emotions. First is shock, then happiness, then fear, then anger. They fall back and start involuntarily spitting items from their mouth. Gourmand is having a seizure. OMG, you okay? Uh-oh. A bomb drops out of their mouth and they fumble to try to pick it up. However, it accidentally detonates. You close your eyes from the blast and you feel heat on your back. You disintegrate. Gourmand cannot handle being flustered. Okay, so this time we're gonna hold their hand. You reach your hand out to hold theirs, curious of their reaction. They look at you with a confused expression, but they grab onto you as well. I'm Gourmand, the hefty slug cat says. You say before realizing you don't know your name. I forgot my name. It's okay. It'll probably come back to you eventually, Gourmand says. Cool. What are you doing out here right now? Already read that part. Out of all of them, I want to be with you. Go somewhere nice. Let's see. We're not going to do that. You decide, I guess. Alright, they say. I'll make a feast. Whatever you want, my love. You both sit on some logs around the bonfire, watching it burn. You watch as they begin to cook more food than you've ever seen. Are you sure you can eat all that? You ask. Well, I would think so. They begin laughing and nod their head. I'm a really, really big slug cat. I need a lot of food. Stare at them in amazement. You've never seen a creature that large move around in such a rapid manner before. Start eating the food as it's prepared. Oh boy. Even? The hefty slug cat sits down to you. I mean, the hefty slug cat sits down next to you, and you begin eating the food they've made. You fill your stomach up faster than you have in any other cycle before. The slug cat smiles and hands you more food. No thanks, I'm already at max food pips. Nonsense, please enjoy my cooking. Don't insult the chef. You force yourself to keep eating beyond your limits. Suddenly, the game crashes with an index out of range error in HUD food meter parentheses. Well, that's where the Rotund World mod comes in. You can become fat. Restart. West, throw a rock at them. Lonely. Gonna hold their hand, I guess. That. Someplace private. What you doing? I have this egg. You take out the egg from your pouch. Oh, I guess they have a pouch. Alright then. Yeah, you take out the egg from your pouch and offer it to the hefty slug cat. They smile and begin grinning from ear to ear. You brought me food? They say. Yeah, you want it? You ask nervously. Yes, I want it. Give it to me. They begin heating the egg over the fire, making scrambled eggs. How did you know I love eggs? The hefty slug cat asks, beaming. You stare at them, still nervous and unsure of what to say. I don't know? You watch them cook. Dang, alright then. As the egg cooks, reality itself seems to begin to bend around the resultant food product. Time seems to warp, and you watch as steam rises as if in slow motion. It's as if the salt, pepper, and heat of the fire all blend space and time to reach a primordial state of deliciousness. You stare at the hefty slug cat with bewilderment, but your mouth can't help but salivate. With a sudden primal hunger, the other slug cat greedily consumes all of the egg. Your body begins to glow and levitate, and infinite matter begins to radiate from their mouth. Alright then! I guess this is confirmation that in Rain World there is the existence of marshmallows, salt, and pepper, and that Gourmand is capable of making fires. You shield your eyes. Vibrating, well, whatever the heck that is. The light is blinding. It is as if it has consumed everything. Out of the singular point of the slug cat's mouth, subatomic particles rain. They combine into atoms, and then into more complex elements and matter. Slowly, the light begins to consolidate into a dimmer afterglow. You open your eyes. A cycle has been completed. A new universe has been born. You have a lot of work to do. Wow, so Gourmand just straight up created an entire universe. Accept your fate. Alright, that's gonna be the end of this part. Remember to stick around for the next part, which I believe will be the last one. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video now.